The invisible prison. Have you ever wondered why sitting quietly in a room alone is so difficult for us? 400 years ago, a French philosopher remarked, "All of humanity's problems stem from man's inability to sit quietly in a room alone." Even in the comfort of our homes, surrounded by every modern convenience, many feel as though they are imprisoned when left in solitude. During the recent lockdowns, silence became an enemy, a source of restlessness that drove us to seek the outside world, just to escape the suffering of being with ourselves. Chasing external bliss, driven by the belief that happiness lies outside, being alone becomes something we desperately avoid. We see people standing in freezing queues just to buy a designer bag or scrambling to own the latest iPhone. Some even resort to corruption and deceit to fund these desires, believing that material possession will deliver them from the misery of solitude. In the end, however, it is nothing more than chasing a shadow, one that can never truly be grasped. The trap of ownership. The shocking truth is that even when we get what we desire, the happiness is fleeting. Take the case of a former leader's wife who owned 500 luxury handbags yet never stopped searching for more. Once we possess, we suffer from the burden of protection, installing CCTV and building higher fences to ward off thieves. Worst of all is boredom. Once we have it, we crave something newer, something more. It becomes an endless cycle because a heart that seeks fulfillment in objects can never truly be full. Fragile connections. Narrative. When material things fail to bring happiness, we turn to a soulmate, because we cannot endure the suffocating discomfort of being alone. Yet, seeking joy through others brings a different kind of suffering, rivalry, jealousy, and the sting of unrequited love. Some even resort to violence, driven by the bitterness of rejection. Even when love is reciprocated, it can be rigid or fade with time. Entrusting our happiness to another is inherently fragile and carries a high risk of profound heartbreak. The enemy within. The real reason we cannot endure solitude is not the absence of others, but the presence of our own thoughts. In the silence, our minds tend to wander, ruminating on a painful past or imagining a terrifying future. These mental fabrications turn being alone into a form of torture. Thus, we stay busy, seek company, or find excuses to leave the house, anything to distract ourselves from looking within. This is why the ancients warned, "In solitude, beware of your thoughts." The secret of true bliss. In the era of the Buddha, there lived a monk named Bhaddiya. In his former life, he was a powerful king, surrounded by immeasurable wealth and sovereignty, yet he lived a life shadowed by constant paranoia and relentless stress. However, after renouncing his throne to seek a higher path, he found himself sitting in solitude beneath the shade of a tree. There, he spontaneously exclaimed, "Oh, what bliss! What bliss!" He had discovered a profound inner peace, a happiness that required no material possessions and no subjects to command. It was a joy born from a mind that had ceased its restless fabrications, finally liberated from the heavy burden of all worldly anxieties. Wisdom is the key. To discover inner bliss, we must first realize that suffering does not stem from having too little, but from a mind lost in the illusions of self and attachment. When we cultivate mindfulness, becoming aware of our restless mental fabrications and anchoring our spirit in the here and now, tranquility naturally arises. Though this peace may initially be fleeting, through diligent practice, we begin to perceive the ultimate truth, that nothing truly possesses a permanent self to be grasped. Once this realization takes root, the heart is liberated from the fires of craving and the endless pursuit of external happiness. The ultimate test. The true progress of spiritual practice is not measured by the heights of one's fame or the prestige of a high position. Rather, it is found in the simple ability to remain in quiet solitude with a joyful heart. If we still find ourselves driven to run toward the outside world, unable to endure the weight of our own loneliness, it is a sign that our practice has yet to reach its depth. But if we can sit in stillness within the walls of our own home, free from restlessness and internal agitation, it is a definitive mark that our spirit has begun to flourish, finally touching the essence of true, unshakable peace.
Sunbeams paint gold on the wooden floor. Dust motes dance by my open door. A quiet cup is all I need, a simple, slow and gentle speed. I've got this little world of mine.